Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you how to make a lemon strawberry quick loaf with a crumble top. This recipe inspired me. I've had it in my cookbook for a number of years and I'm like, oh, I want to really make it. So I thought, let's make it together and see how it goes. And I want to start by taking my lemon juice and mixing it in with my milk. And what that does is it essentially curdles it, but it also makes it into a buttermilk. You can see already that it's starting to curdle. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to crack my egg, and because I've got my bowl that's empty there, I can see that there's no shell in there at all. And I want to add my vanilla, my oil, and then my buttermilk, and you can see just how thick that's gotten. It's gotten so thick. It's lovely. Okay. And I'm going to put my paddle on, and I'm going to mix it. Now, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can use beaters, you can use just a whisk in a bowl, and that's totally fine. But I'm just using my mixer because it makes it a little easier. Okay, I'm going to add my sugar now. Oh, there's a little bit there. There we go. And I mix that up. I'm going to just lightly brush down the sides, just make sure I've got everything mixed in. It's very liquidy right now. There we go. And then I'm going to add in my flour. And today I'm using Frankie's gluten-free all-purpose flour blend. I really like using gluten-free flour mainly because I need to, but I also like using it because it's very forgiving, whereas a traditional wheat-based flour wouldn't be as forgiving. You can develop a lot of gluten with cakes, and you don't want that. So that's what I like about gluten-free flour. And salt and some baking powder, and I'm going to mix this up. That was about 60 seconds in the mixer. I'm going to pull that out now, and I'm going to scrape off my paddle, and you can see just how smooth it looks. It's nice and smooth, and I'm not worried about the little bits of flour that I still see maybe on the paddle or in the bowl, because I'm going to mix that up just a little bit more by hand. There we go. So I'll just scrape down the sides. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of flour there. Nice, easy recipe so far. There we go. And now I'm going to add, I've got some frozen strawberries that I've chopped up. You can use fresh strawberries, but I thought, why not? I use up some frozen strawberries. And I find they get a little bit juicier when I use frozen strawberries. And I'm just going to fold this in, because I don't really want to wreck the strawberries. Oh, doesn't that look beautiful already? Mmm. Oh, it smells lovely. Not super lemony, but it's mostly the strawberries that I'm looking for, because I love strawberries. I mean, who doesn't love strawberries? Strawberries are so great. That looks perfect so far. Now I've got a loaf pan here. It's a large loaf pan, and I've created a sling with the parchment paper. So a sling is just basically a sheet of parchment, and I've left the two sides. And I have greased the sides just so that it doesn't stick. And that is so that the sling is used so that if it does stick, I can just cut down the sides with a knife, and I can lift the whole loaf out. And we're going to put all of this in here. And you want to fill this up to about 3/4 of the way up. There we go. Looks pretty good. Perfect amount for that loaf pan. Okay. I'm going to set that aside, and I'm just going to slide that over. So we want to make a crumble top. And this crumble top is quite easy. We want to add some brown sugar and some white sugar and a bit more flour. There we go. And our butter. And I've got nice cold butter that's been chopped down really small. And then some cinnamon. And I'm going to use a fork, but you can also just use your fingers. And I think I might just switch to that once I get that cinnamon mixed in there a bit better. Yeah, let's switch to that. And what you want is you want it to resemble like oatmeal or small little pieces. So it's just, I'm rubbing it really quickly with my fingers just to get it all blended together. So you don't really want a chunk of brown sugar or even a chunk of cinnamon to bite into on top of that loaf. This is looking good so far. So you can see here, I've been working this for about 2 minutes now, and it's looking more and more like oatmeal. There's still a couple chunks of butter, and I think that's going to be fine. So I'm just going to shake up my fingers, and we're going to put this right on the top, and then I'm going to spread it out a bit. This smells and looks so good. This is going to go into a preheated oven of 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for almost an hour. So we're going to keep an eye on it, and I'm going to insert a toothpick and see if it comes out clean. If it comes out clean, it's done. See you in a moment. It's baked. I'm so excited. It took actually a lot longer in my oven than I was expecting it because the recipe said it was about 55 to 65 minutes and mine took an hour and a half. So it's important when you're working with a new recipe to just keep an eye on things in the oven. I had to poke it numerous times just to make sure that it really was fully cooked, and I think it looks amazing. And it smells delightful. The cinnamon and the strawberries go so well together. It almost smells like apple pie. It's really quite nice. I didn't even want to pull it out of the pan. I wanted to show you what it looks like when you pull it out of the pan. So I'm just going to go right into it and see that it's going to pull out of the pan. I think I might use a knife just to soften some of the edges. It's firmed up quite a bit, and you can see the crumble top is just gorgeous. And it's going to crumble a little bit, hence the name Crumble Top. But it sounds so good. Okay, let's tip this out. I was going to pick it up with that, but I think it's just going to wreck everything. So I'm just going to see if it's still a little stuck here. That's better. That's much better. Just getting the knife right into the edges. Because you remember, we didn't put parchment paper down at these ends. So I want to make sure that I can get right in there and just make sure there's nothing stuck. Because I don't want to have like the center half fall out on me. Okay, so maybe I can pick it up. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Okay, I got that side. Let's do this side. I think we're a little bit stuck over here. That's better. Get that knife right in there. Oh, my parchment paper's breaking. You can see it's coming up. Oh, look at that. It looks beautiful. Oh my goodness, it looks gorgeous. There's one little spot here I wanted to make sure I got. There we go. Okay, I think I'm ready to lift it out now. So I'm going to move my plate. And I'm going to just lift that end up. Oh, it looks beautiful. There we go. Look at that. Drop that in the sink. Pull that through. And that looks really nice. You can see the crumble here has gotten really crispy on the top. It's really quite nice. So I'm gonna just set that aside for a minute because I've got some icing sugar in a bowl here and some vanilla extract. And then I'm gonna whisk in whole milk, tablespoon by tablespoon, just until I get a nice consistency to make a glaze. And it doesn't take much liquid to get that glaze going. So you can see it's just melting away slowly. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more milk in there, and that's probably gonna be enough. Because I just want enough just to drizzle all onto it. If you find you've added too much milk or liquid to your glaze, you can always add a bit more icing sugar. But I think that's probably going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'll set my milk aside, and that knife aside, and that can go. And then I'm just going to drizzle this right onto the loaf. Oh, that looks so good. I think I should dig in and cut a slice and see how it looks. And I'll get my plate ready. And let's just lift that out. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous on the inside. You can see the chunks of strawberry. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. I'm thinking I should grab a little spoon because I've got so much of this glaze left. Maybe just a little drizzle right on top. Just like that. I think this could be served with a cup of tea quite nicely. It's super moist. Time to give it a try. Mmm. 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 All the little pops of strawberry in there are so nice. I'm going to try a little bit of that crumble top. And the top is a lot firmer. I've got to cut a smaller piece. There we go. Because it's got that almost caramelized top with the brown sugar. Mmm. 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 That is a treat. Wow, that's really good. I can't wait to have a few more bites of this. If you're looking for the full recipe, you can go to glutenfreeguy.ca. You can also visit me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching.